We're the reasons you guys are still in business. You gotta lower your prices for us. Oh, so it's gonna be like that, huh? Huh? What's so funny? You'll get it soon enough. My name is Taichi Yoshida. I'm a 24-year-old fruit farmer. My grandfather started the farm, and I'm supposed to take over the business after my father. He's currently the business owner, but…
Taichi, wanna take a break?
I gotta organize these files, so I'll take one later. I'm basically doing most of the business-related work right now. My father hurt his back a while back, and now he's taking a break. He was adamant on getting back to work as soon as possible, but my mom forced him to take a break. I've been working here ever since graduating from high school, and so I've seen how things work around here for a long time. But seeing it and doing it are two completely different things. We're a decently sized establishment, and the main thing we harvest is strawberries. But we grow other fruits on our property as well, and taking care of such a large farm is no easy task. I also have to run the business side of things, and communicate with clients, and the farmers union takes up a lot of time. I often find myself working well past midnight, and that's why things have been pretty difficult for me lately. But not everything is bad. The job is fulfilling and fun, and so I'm glad I got into this industry. And my private life is going pretty well too.
Taichi, I brought lunch.
Thanks, Asuka. This is Asuka. I've been dating her for a while now. We've been dating since high school, and things have continued up until now. She's the daughter of a local construction tycoon, and she often helps out here. And when she has the time, she brings me lunch. I don't mean to brag, but she's one of the prettiest girls in the whole town. I don't really think I deserve her, honestly. She's that amazing. We've been dating for a while, and things are going really great between us. Once things settle down, I'm planning on proposing to her. But that's how my life has been for the past couple of years. But one day, things started to go in the wrong direction. It started when my dad told me that one of our clients had a new manager that was coming to visit us. Wait, MoniRobo Mart has a new manager?
Yeah, they called me earlier. Apparently, he's the CEO's son.
MoniRobo Mart is the largest supermarket chain of our province. They don't have a large national presence, but they're still very famous and popular among the people in our town. They're also our biggest and longest-standing client. We've been doing business directly without involving a distributor, so they're getting a new manager, huh? That's fine and all, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the CEO's son… Hey, Yoshida, long time no see! I remember you telling me that you were the son of a farmer back in high school. Yeah, long time no see. So it's him. This is Yu Sato. He was my classmate back in high school. We weren't particularly close with each other, but I didn't know that he was the son of the CEO of MoniRobo Mart. I think he had a younger brother, and I was hoping that he would be the new manager. But I guess things don't always work out, and so Sato came to see me as the new manager. We just said hi and went our separate ways that day, but that night… Man, small world, huh? But anyways, it's nice to do business with ya. Yeah, I'm excited. But this brings me back. Weren't you dating Asuka back then? Yeah. Man, must have felt so nice to date someone like her. You used up all your luck back in high school. I'm sure it's a good memory for you, though. Well, yeah, I was really lucky, and I still am. Huh? I'm still dating Asuka. She brings me lunch sometimes, so you might run into her one of these days. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I actually had some beef with him over Asuka. He used to be in the soccer club back in high school, and I was in the kendo club. Sato was pretty popular back then because he was athletic, handsome, and rich. That wasn't the problem, though. The problem was that he was into Asuka. Back then, she was the most popular girl in our school, and I was just a random student. But by some miracle, I was able to date her. People weren't a big fan of me for that, though. And back then, Sato was trying to get Asuka's attention every day. He probably was just confident that she would pick him over me, and apparently he told his friends that he was eventually gonna get her to date him. But Asuka's a kind person.
I'm sorry, but I already have a boyfriend. You have to stop coming on to me.
But wouldn't you rather go out with me?
Even if I wasn't dating Taichi, I wouldn't go out with you, I don't think. And so, I want you to stop texting and calling me late at night. If you keep on doing it, I'm gonna have to block you.
And just like that, Asuka made it clear to him that she wasn't interested. But the worst part of it all was that there were people that saw Sato getting rejected by Asuka. The rumors spread, and from that day on, he was just laughed at by everyone for getting brutally rejected. So he started trying to bully us from there on out. It didn't bother me too much, but it was still pretty annoying. That's why I was hoping that he wouldn't be our new manager. And I tried to tell myself that he was grown up and had changed since then, but boy was I wrong. Hey, where the hell are you? I'm out to meet with someone. I'm gonna get back soon. What's up? I'm at your farm right now, but there's something I gotta tell you. What is it? I'll tell it to you here in person, so get back here right now. I didn't know what he was talking about, so I rushed back.
What the hell are you teaching your employees? This guy didn't address me as sir!
He called me here to complain to me about my employees. He's friendly, but he never oversteps his boundaries. He's quite polite, actually. He probably heard that Sato was my high school classmate and decided to approach him in a friendly manner. But why the hell is he complaining about this to me? This is ridiculous. I was gonna talk back to him, but the employee in question apologized to Sato before I could say anything. I didn't want to make the situation worse, so I had no choice but to apologize. And just like that, Sato always treated people he worked with disrespectfully. He didn't have to visit us very often, but he made reasons to come out here and complain about how he did things around here. Everyone was getting so annoyed with him, and he was getting in our way. And eventually, we found out why he was visiting us so often.
Hey, I brought lunch.
Thanks, Asuka. Asuka came to drop off my lunch for me like always. That's when…
Hey Asuka, long time no see. You remember me, right?
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Hey Yoshida, I left the important files on your desk, so go and check it out, right now.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Now go!
I didn't want to make a scene, so I did as he said. That's when he started to approach Asuka. I found the file on my desk, but it wasn't something that needed my attention right now. I had a bad feeling about what was going on, so I rushed back to Asuka.
Hey, it's not that big of a deal, it's just lunch, and I'll pay you, you know?
Hey, I'm sorry, but no. You know I'm still dating Tai Chi, right?
What do you want to date that poor farmer, huh? I'm graduated from a prestigious college, and I'm gonna be the CEO one day. I'm a far better man than that guy.
Sato was coming onto Asuka again. This is giving me deja vu, and I hate it. Why won't he give up? So this is the reason he's been visiting us so often, huh? I stepped in to protect Asuka. She's my fiance. You need to stop coming onto her, Sato, please. I tried to calm him down by being as polite as possible. He was taken aback when I called Asuka my fiance, but he didn't back out.
I was just talking with her, that's all.
It sure didn't seem that way. If you're gonna keep on bothering her, then I'm sure that I'm gonna have to bring this up with your company. When I said that, his face shifted and he let out a grin.
Good, if that's how you want to do it, then let's do it.
And after that, he said that, he just walked away. By the way, I called Asuka my fiance on accident, but I made her my fiance that night when I proposed to her. I was going to do it sooner or later, so this was actually a good opportunity for me. She thankfully said yes, and she was officially my fiance. But he wasn't willing to back down. A few days later, he visited us and yelled at me out of nowhere.
You gotta lower your prices, I'm not gonna negotiate.
He demanded that we lower our prices for MoniRobo Mart. He sounded threatening, and it was quite intimidating. I asked him how much he wanted us to lower our prices by, but his demands were unreasonable. We told him that we couldn't meet his demands.
We're the reason you guys are still in business, so you gotta lower your prices for us!
He laughed at us while he said that, and something inside of me broke and then and there. Oh, so it's gonna be like that, huh?
What? What's so funny?
You'll get it soon enough. Anyways, we can't meet your demands.
Do you understand what you're saying? We're no longer gonna buy from your stuff if you don't do what I say!
Sure, do your worst.
What?
I said do your worst.
So you think I'm not gonna actually do it, huh? Fine.
And so he returned to his office. He probably is going to void his contract with us. Man, he doesn't have one clue what's gonna happen to him. Sato brought someone with him when he visited us. He was Hiroyuki Sato, the CEO of MoniRobo Mart, and Sato's father. He looked very serious, and when he walked up to me, he lowered his head and said,
I'm so sorry about what my son did. Please forgive us, if not for him, for me.
He started apologizing to me.
Hey, don't you have something to say to them? I'm really sorry.
He looked really embarrassed when he apologized to us. He was probably yelled at by his father before he came here. MoniRobo Mart isn't just a supermarket that we sell to. Our relationship started 10 years ago. MoniRobo Mart was suffering from low sales, and he came to my father, who was a childhood friend. That's when my father agreed to directly sell our products to MoniRobo Mart at a low price. Our fruits were pretty much famous nationally for their quality, and our crown jewel, the strawberries, were in very high demand. We were pretty famous in the industry for the quality of our products, and if they were able to sell our fruits for a cheap price, customers would flock to their location. And Sato's father did exactly that, and promoted their stores as the only retail supermarket that sold our products. That's how he was able to revive his business. And even now, we're still the backbone supporting their business. That means that they're the ones that are going to suffer for it if we cut ties with them. It doesn't really matter for us, to be honest. And that's why the CEO took the time out of his day to come here and apologize to us face to face. I guess Sato didn't know how our relationship started. What a joke. This guy's supposed to become the CEO in the future? That's when I told the CEO this. We're going to let bygones be bygones since we've been partners for so long, but I'll say one thing. You need to educate your employees better.
You're completely right.
So, what are you gonna do to fix things?
I'm gonna replace my son with a new manager, okay?
Well, that's a start, but I hope that isn't it. You betrayed our trust, and if you think we would forgive you that easily, you're gravely mistaken. And I know I'm being a bit harsh, but I can't back down now. And it seemed the CEO made up his mind.
I'm going to fire this employee from our company, okay? We're gonna purchase your product for an inflated price for the next 6 months, so please forgive us.
What?
Sato suddenly yelled out, and he seemed shocked to hear that what his father had just said.
That's ridiculous. I don't deserve that.
Shut up!
The CEO's voice echoed throughout the entire farm, and everyone was almost taken aback for a brief moment.
You almost bankrupted our company. You should be glad that they're not suing us. Now you gotta leave, and you don't need to come back ever until you've grown up.
And so he was kicked out of his family. He deserves it.
No, Mr. Yoshida, please. You gotta convince my father for me.
After his father left, he started begging for me to help him out. Why should I help him? This is a private property and you're trespassing. Please leave now. And I'll bet you don't want to spend another second on this poor farm anyway.
You a-hole. You don't gotta be like that just because you have more power over me, you know?
You're the CEO's son, aren't you? And besides, don't you even know the nature of our relationship? Aren't you embarrassed?
Well,
Well, I know what's going through in your mind. You got freaked out because I have my own farm now and I'm getting married to Asuka, right? You came here as a business owner, and you should have acted professionally. But you didn't. You betrayed our trust.
Dang it!
I said everything I needed to say to him, but he wouldn't leave. He kept on making a big fuss out of things, so I decided to call the cops on him. The CEO had to visit us again to apologize to us. I felt kinda bad for him, but Yu is that way because of how he raised him. He has the responsibility to clean up after his mess.
Welcome back, Taichi.
Hey, I missed you. We got married after that, and now we're living happily ever after together. But Asuka was acting a bit weird today. Is something wrong, Asuka?
Well, a creep came on to me while I was coming home today.
What?
He was yelling something at me, and I got really scared.
Yeah, I'd be scared too. Why didn't you call me or something?
I hugged Asuka to comfort her. She probably felt safe in my arms and started crying. Asuka's really pretty, so some people have tried to stalk her before. It hasn't happened since she graduated high school, but I hope it isn't him. But
It crossed my mind, but it can't be him.
I decided to call a friend to get down to the bottom of this.
Hello, what can I do for you?
I'm so sorry to call you late at night.
No worries, is there an emergency?
Well, my wife is getting stalked, and I really hope it isn't him, but your son has a crush on my wife since high school. So I just wanted to let you know.
Really? My son is supposed to be with one of my relatives right now.
Your relatives?
That's right, I wanted him to relearn his manners, so he's working at a factory all day every day. The manager there is a relative of mine, and he's living in a company dorm right now. Let me check with him real quick.
Thank you. So we waited for his response, but he didn't call us back that night. I didn't want anything to happen to her, so I asked Asuka to skip work the next day. I was working in my office when the door slammed open out of nowhere.
Mr. Yoshida, is your wife alright?
Is something wrong, Mr. Sato?
Well, I called my relative right after I got your call, but he said that my son left the dorm. Apparently, he told me that he was coming back to stay with us for the weekend, but I haven't heard anything from him in months.
Then that means...
I was hoping it wasn't him, but most likely it is. I've already contacted the police, so just to be safe, you guys could stay at a hotel for tonight, okay? I'll obviously pay the fees.
Okay then.
I'm so sorry, I don't know what to say. I'm truly sorry.
The CEO's sobbing his eyes out. I can understand how he felt. He wanted his son to grow up, but he was getting betrayed by him yet again. That must suck. But I hope he finally realizes just how terrible his son truly is. And so, after I finished work for the day, we made our way to the hotel with a taxi. I was trying not to think about the situation, but all that changed when the police called us. Apparently, you tried to break into our house by breaking one of our windows. He got mad that I wasn't answering the door, so he tried to break into the house through the window. When he set the alarm off, the cops got there on time to arrest him. He was taken into custody, and he told the police that he wanted to get revenge on us for ruining his life. I can't believe people like him exist. How can you think that you're the victim in this situation? But thankfully, nothing too bad ever happened to us. Yu was arrested for breaking and entering, and his father paid us back for the broken window. He apparently got the money from Yu's paycheck, and they had been keeping his salary. They were the ones handing him the bare minimum. And he wasn't gonna give it back to him until he was confident that he wouldn't be the same kind of mistake again. That made me kinda sad for him. Maybe he's not entirely responsible for how Yu turned out. He's genuinely a good person. And that's why my father and I decided to establish a strong relationship with his company. But now I know that no matter how good of a person your father is, you can still turn out to be a piece of crap. And Mr. Sato came to visit me a few days after the incident and told me that he was to make sure that he didn't make the same mistake again. After he got out of jail, Mr. Sato sent Yu to a faraway temple that was isolated from society. To get there, he had to climb down a mountain, get on a bullet train, and then get off and ride another train for 3 hours. But Mr. Sato instructed the employees there of the nearby train to call the cops if they see Yu there. That made us feel a bit safer. Look, Asuka, the strawberries came out amazing this year.
You're right. They look like jewels.
Yeah, they're basically my kids at this point, so I'm glad they turned out this way.
I hope you raise your actual kid with the same care and attention.
Wait, does that mean…
That's right. You're gonna be a father soon.
Yes! Thank you so much, Asuka, thank you! I'm gonna protect Asuka and my new child no matter what.